Welcome to another Stuart Media vlog. For the uninitiated, this is a video blog or vodcast. And if you're wondering what the difference between a vodcast is and a vlog, you may not be, but just in case you are, a vlog is a type of vodcast, if that makes it any clearer. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today of something interesting that's happened in the technology space, and specifically the digital rights management space with Sony Music. It's been going on for a couple of weeks now, but what's really interesting is the latest developments and how Sony have dealt with a bit of a crisis. Just waiting for the traffic. Hang on a second. Digital rights management is the process of protecting digital content for the copyright owners of that content. And the reason digital rights management started in the first place was because of products such as Napster, and they're all the lookalike products that came after that. And that was, of course, the ability for people to swap music files or let other people download their music files and that sort of thing. We've done a lot of digital rights management over the years. I think we were the first in Australia to do digital rights management, and we did it for quite a few of the record companies back in the late 90s. But what's interesting, what Sony have done, there's this constant battle between the record companies and the pirates or the music swappers or whatever you want to call them to protect content and also get the content. And personally, I'm of the belief that if you buy a CD, you should own it, and that should be the end of it, end of the matter. Me personally, when I buy a CD, I make a backup copy. I have one for each car, plus one for inside, and then I treat the major CD, the original CD, as a master copy. And then, of course, I like to rip some of the tracks and put them on my personal video recorder, which is another story, we'll get to that some other time, and have the music distributed around the home. But the CD is always the master copy. I believe I should be able to do that. Record companies tend to disagree in the main part. So what Sony did, they put this copy protection software on about 2.5 million CDs of various artists. And EMI do a similar thing, in fact, although the technology is quite different, but the process of actually selling these CDs with this copy protection on is becoming quite commonplace now. And if you want to know if you've got a protected CD, usually it'll say it on the cover when you buy the CD. But and what happens when you put them in your PC, a little window pops up and says, oh, we've got to install a bit of software. With Sony, what they did is that they, in order to protect the music on the CD, they hid a lot of the software that was protecting the CD, so no one could get into the software and rip it apart. However, the problem with that is that the way that they did it, it enabled, say, hackers or people building Trojans to hide their files on a person's PC who had one of these Sony CDs. And of course, because this technology hid the files, none of the virus scanners could pick this up. And so potentially there were millions of PCs out there that had been made vulnerable to hackers by Sony's copy protection. Now, that wasn't bad enough when it was first discovered. By the way, there's no documented case, as far as I know at this stage, of hackers actually exploiting this vulnerability. But where it was first exploited was in an online gaming forum, where they used the technology to hide certain things from other players, which gave them an advantage in the game. But Sony, initially, when it was all announced that, hey, this vulnerability exists, said, no, it doesn't. no, there's no vulnerability, and they just went into full-scale denial. Then eventually they had to admit it because it was quite obvious, and they posted up a fix on their website and encouraged people who had bought these CDs to download the fix and install it. However, that made their PCs even more vulnerable by installing the fix. So Sony has had to recall all these CDs, and not only that, they're probably going to be in for a lot of lawsuits, I would imagine, because personally, I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty upset if someone did that to my PC. And the irony of all of this, of course, is that it's probably going to end up costing Sony a heck of a lot more in lawsuits than what it would have ever cost them in piracy. So, what's the moral of the story? Be nice to your customers, basically. And that is it for today's show. Remember, if you do need your site, your website, up higher in the search engines, please give me a call. The number on the screen right now, 0403 833 952. Or if you're looking to do some podcasting or some vlogging or some streaming, or you just want to get some video up on your website, then we are the people to call. We've been doing it longer than any company in Australia. 0403 833 952. And thanks very much for watching.